Well met friend, I'm Avi from JustWriteMusic.com. Welcome to another video intended to help you find that prolific songwriter inside of you and help you to just write some damn music. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when new videos are out. So you might notice that we're doing something a little bit differently today. You see that we're on my computer screen here and that, we're not, you don't get to see my face. I'm okay with that. But if you guys are okay with that too, or not okay with that too, I don't know. Let me know how today goes. I'm curious about it, because we're going to be doing a little bit more of this stuff. Today we're going in deep with the notation software Sibelius. This is my notation software of choice. If you don't know what a notation software is, check out my video all about DAWs, notation software, and which one might be best suited for you. That should be popping up any second now. Specifically today, get back on track here, I want to share 5 super easy and simple shortcuts that I use in Sibelius literally all the time. I'm talking about the stuff that can make your workflow faster so you can stop figuring out how to use the program and start getting down the music that's actually in your head. Cool? Cool. Awesome. So let's jump in. I actually wanted to start on this screen really quick because A, it's Rivendell. Look how gorgeous that is. And B, I always felt like on tutorial videos, there was always something to like seeing the person click the icon and then everything starting up. Are we gonna go? Hey buddy, are we happening? I guess we're not happening, you guys. Guess we're not cool enough for Sibelius. Oh, there we are. Hey buddy, how you doing? This would be our new score stuff. I actually already kind of set this up a little bit, so we're going to do this 5 Sibelius shortcuts that I did right there. Cool beans. All right, opening her up. Not her. Opening up the file. We don't need to gender the file. Let's just bring that all the way up. Ah, look at that. Now we have a nice, big, clear screen. The first big shortcut that I want to talk to you guys about, this one is really huge for me, is jumping octaves with Command up and Command down. Yeah, so I had no idea that you could even do this. Just hit Command up on any of the commands, either side of the space button. Boom, an octave. Boom, an octave. Boom, a lower octave. This may seem simple, and a lot of this stuff is going to seem really simple, but when you're in the midst of a writing session and you're going through and trying to figure out, maybe what your melody needs or trying to revoice a chord or something, being able to just jump around octaves like this is just going to be a huge help, especially if you're using instruments with a very wide range like the piano or maybe like a cello or something like that. So really quick, let's listen to this melody and we're gonna start jumping around octaves a little bit and seeing how useful this is going to be. Yeah, kind of this weird little modal thing. I dig. So that was cool. Let's see how it sounds maybe with this G going down an octave. Could be cool, right? A little bit of contrast, a little bit of variety. Okay, so that was awful. It did not sound good at all. I hated it. It just kind of took away the entire trajectory of the piece, and it also kind of diminished the A's here a little bit. The G in this register, it just didn't work for me. It didn't work at all. Let's put that back. What about over here though? Maybe there's something we can do over here that we can jump an octave over here, make that sound good. One of my favorite things to do in this kind of situation is to have a kind of a jumping up and down sort of feel. So if we go up, do that one, stay that one down, and then this one goes down as well. Right? Doesn't that sound dope? Oh man. You can figure this out really easily instead of going, that sucks. I hate doing that. I used to do this all the time too. Or what I would do is I would hit Shift 8, right? And that brings us down, and then I would go up to the top one and delete that. But that sucks. That's like 3 steps instead of just clicking on it, Command up, Command down. Now the second shortcut that I want to share with you today in regards to Sibelius over here is to use the R key to repeat any note or selection immediately after the selection. So much this. Gone are the days of highlighting, copying, and pasting, or suffering without a number pad and changing all the rhythms manually all the time. Let's say we want to take this 4-bar phrase and just give it a full-on repeat. Boom. So here, I'm selected, just gonna hit R, boop, It's done. It's there immediately, right? That's so much easier than doing, okay, we got it, and I'm gonna hit copy. Oh, see, I'm gonna hit Command X. I hit cut instead. All right, so we gotta hit Command Z now. Then, okay, Command C, and then we go to here, and then we hit Command V, which is paste, copy, paste. Boom, okay, we got to the same place. Yeah, we did. But this, that's way faster. One key. You select one key, and it's done. This is also really, really useful for actually writing music. So in this case, let's turn this a little bit into something a little more interesting. Let's keep our first... Oh, not that. Okay, so now we're back to where we were originally. And we have this repeat now, but I'm gonna keep this with the jumping around. I think jumping these two notes down the octave gave us a little bit more of a weight on the second repeat. It's a very subtle, very simple thing that just makes it a little bit stronger, in my opinion. I think it sounds good. If you don't think it sounds good, don't use it. That's fine. Totally cool. You have your opinions. I tend to use this shortcut a lot when writing harmonies because it helps to quickly lead me to the note that the voice is pulling me towards in my head. So like, okay, just over here really quick, let's build some chords. Hey, let's do a C, E, G. Boom, hey, look at that. We have a C chord. How did I do that? You'll find out. You will find out. Okay, so we have the C. Right, so this is a straight C major triad. Nothing big, nothing crazy. I'm just gonna make it a quick C melody for us right here. And let's go for it. I want to move somewhere from this, right? We want to go somewhere now. So let's use our R trick, our repeat trick here to really quickly build off of this one measure, right? So first of all, I think I want to continue with quarter notes for now, and that's going to be really awesome because I can do this. I want to go down after this. Cool. So I'm going to hit R. Boom. Now I got a quarter note down in the next measure. Just going to hit now a down key. And now I'm where I want it to be. Now I'm at this F that I heard. And I think I want this now to be a half note. Because I have this now in my head. Gonna do the same thing, just from a different... Let's go down like a fourth or a fifth. And what do I mean by a fourth or a fifth? Well, we can do this too. We just hit R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hey, look at that. Ooh, all right. Pretty raunchy sound. That definitely doesn't go with that C majors. We should probably change that. So here's how we can do this really, really easily. We can just hit R. So now we have that full triad, and we can start moving voices really quick. So we have this, now we have a B over here and an F. I'm thinking about making this into a 5/7 chord. Because we have this F here. I think that'll be cool. And I already see, even just by deciding I'm going to try this, now that makes me want to, I'm going to hit R again, make this nice and simple, and go up by 4. So now we're going up because I want to have this outer voice kind of feel like it's resolving down with the 7th here. So in order to make this, now we just go down by a step. Every time I'm going down, I'm just hitting the up and down arrow. So we have this B. Okay, let's change that to a D. And leave this G just hang in there. So we have this same G, we have this continuation. It's very music school. The next thing I would do here, let's keep to do the exact same thing. We're gonna highlight it, hit R, boom. Now we have another chord that we can just mess with minimally to get to where we want. We're hitting up to an E here. We were just at C. What if we do some type of tonic substitution like we were talking about in my How to Use Chords Like a Pro video? Cool. Nothing too crazy though. So we have the E already there. We have the G already there. Let's keep the G already there. Okay, so we're gonna make this an E minor chord. All right, so in order to do that, we literally only have to do one thing. We're just gonna move this note. That's it. That's all we have to do to make this a nice E minor chord. That's how we can use the R key to just repeat anything we need to. Look, like I literally made all of this just by using the R key. And it didn't take me very long. Even if you have to change the rhythms out, it's just so much easier to repeat the section to get to the right note as quickly as possible. In fact, there's a way to get there even faster, and that's to use key letters to input notes. The keyboard letter counterparts to the 7 pitches can all be used to input the corresponding pitch, which is really, really awesome. Let's start doing a little harmony over here. This time I want to do something a little bit different. Just click on a rest or a note and hit the key, and boom, pitch changed, easy peasy. Let's make it this an A. Just clicked A right there. But I can keep typing. Let's say, okay, so that's an A, that's an A. I actually don't want to make it an octave there. Let's make it a C instead. And let's just do this kind of quarter note rhythm. Let's keep typing out some of this stuff. Okay, that was a loud noise. Let's keep it nice and tight. So why don't we go to a B next? So I'm just gonna hit the B key, boom, and it just happens right there. So now we're going up to E in the melody. We can go up to C again. That's easy enough. Just hit C, cool. Now we're jumping up to G, and we can actually just kind of do this B one more time. Now that looks like it's pretty repetitive, because it is. Let's hear how it sounds. Okay, so let's keep going. We have an A. We could stay with the C, but I don't really want to do that. Let's do another third, because that's more or less what we've been doing this whole time, thirds or sixths, because they sound good. So why don't we do an F? I would love to jump up. We're going up here to the melody, so why don't we go down to a lower F? Okay, so that's an F. Now we have a G. We can do the exact same thing. We can go back up to the B or an E. Let's go down to the E. I like the E idea. What I don't like necessarily about this first part, now that I'm thinking about it, is that it goes up here while this part's also going up. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I am just a sucker for contrary motion. So let's change this to something else. How about we do... We're gonna have to change both of these notes though, because if I want this to go down, that means this is gonna have to go down too, which is fine, which is not a problem. So if I change this to G, and now we're in the G, let's do this as an E. Cool. So now we're going, this is going up, this is going down, and we have some fun stuff happening. Yes, that sounds way better to me. I am just a sucker for contrary motion, and that's that. This is a great way to create a rough outline for this type of stuff. Just see how quickly and easily I'm doing this with just typing some keys and hitting my up and down arrow. The only problem with this is if you're not using a key signature like I am right now, then accidentals are gonna be a little bit of an issue, especially if you don't have a number pad. So that does suck, but you can still get a nice rough outline. If anybody knows any keyboard shortcuts or anything for these accidentals, I don't know them. Please share them in the comments. I would love to know. Still, even without being able to add sharps or flats, you'll still get within a half step of where you need to go, and that's pretty close. You may even stumble on some happy accidents, which I have done plenty of times. Now, it's important to let your music live and breathe, and an integral part of that is dynamics. So you can input dynamics and slurs really easily with Command E, H, and Shift H, and you hit S for the slur. I find it hard to remember to write with dynamics in mind, and when I take the time to do it with the section still in my head, it just always comes out better. So that's why these are a lifesaver for me. So let's say on this piano part, for this top part, I'm gonna hit Command E right there. Now we have this cursor blinking, right? So now to input the piano or forte symbols, what you wanna do here is hit Command P, that's our piano, or Command F. Now there are other ones, you can just hit P or just hit F, but notice how it's not bolded. It's just harder to see. Boom, that's so much nicer. Let's do a mezzo forte. Just hit Command M and then Command P. Yeah, we have a nice mezzo forte, cool. So I wanna also have this guy be a thing. And it's a little bit lower, it can really easily overpower it if it's a little too loud. So I'm gonna give this guy pianissimo. Now I think this could sound cool with some type of either crescendo or diminuendo going up to this second bar here. So in order to make a crescendo, over here we're just gonna hit the H key, and that just fills in the rest of this measure. If I wanted to make this crescendo go even further, I can actually just select that or select the measure and go up to here and hit the selection there and then hit H, and it'll go through all the measures there as much as you want. So I think that can sound really cool. I'm going to hit a crescendo up here, and I want to be a little bit louder up at this part of the melody, so I'm gonna hit Command E again, and I'm going to type in a forte. Let's also give ourselves let's have a nice kind of like swelling feel over here. I'm also going to give myself crescendo there, and we're going to go to mezzo forte. Okay, so that was just Command M and F again. And let's listen to that, let's see how it sounds. Okay, I would even make that a little bit more dramatic because I'm a drama queen right here. I would go piano to forte here. Let's make this hella dramatic. Pianissimo. Nice. Yeah, even though that was a little bit better. Very cool. I'm even gonna take this to forte because I just love when the bass swells really hard. Yes, yes, very nice. Okay. So we're gonna keep the forte here, but maybe we wanna start edging off a little bit. So over here, we're like kind of finishing off quiet because we started quiet. Yeah, I like that idea. That means we gotta finish this really quick, not a problem. So I'm gonna click here. We're gonna look at these. Oh man, I hate ledger lines. So you know what I'm gonna do to make this a whole lot easier on myself? I'm just going to select the whole thing, hit Command down to bring the whole thing down an octave and make it way easier to read. I don't wanna take the time to figure it out because I just wanna get things done. I just wanna write the music. This isn't a music theory test. This is just writing for, you know, for whatever. If it's for a job, you gotta write fast. So make it as easy for yourself as possible. Now we're over here. This is the note we wanna build off from. We have an A. If we're gonna stick with our thirds thing, we can go to either an F or we can go to a C. Let's go up to an F because that's going down the previous note and the melody is going from a G to a C. Hit R and then we can just go up like that. Cool beans. Okay, so F, and then this is going up to a D. That still works with the F. That's pretty freaking fantastic. Arpeggios are great like that. And now we're hitting an F over here. We're still going up. So now I would like to go down. Let's hit a D. So we're gonna hit an R again. Then we just hit D and it brings us down to a D, which is gorgeous. Super, super fantastic. So let's finish up our 4-bar phrase. We have a D up here. We can go back to the F and it's a jump up again, but this is a special moment. So we can have some similar motion. That's fine with me, I guess. Let's go up to this B. Yeah, that could sound cool. I guess we could go down. But no, we're not gonna go down. Over here is where we wanna have this diminuendo, right? So we have the forte here as continuing on, but we want this to go down. So that's a Shift H instead of H. We just select the measure that we want. I know I wanna do this in the bass line. So to make this really, really simple, we can just select both and hit Shift H. That brings us our diminuendo in there. And over here, I want to be quiet again. So we're gonna do PPP right over there. Guess what? I forgot to bring this back up the octave. Let's do that. Let's see how it sounds though. I loved that. That was huge. I even forgot to continue the quarter notes here. Why don't we do that? Let's continue with the quarter notes. So I actually am going to keep this as an F, but I wanted to repeat like that. And so now we're going up again. I can add some contrary motion here like I do because it always sounds good. That's a C. Let's jump on up to like an E or something. So I'm gonna go boop, boop. We have this C, E. We have this B, D. Cool, that's totally fine. We'll bring this back up the octave like we normally had it. We have this nice swell here, but hold up, yo. Slurs and legato playing are super common, and you can quickly and easily make those using S and then even hitting space. So say I wanted this whole measure to be over a slur, I can just hit S, boom, space, space, space. Oh no! Command Z. Now it has a nice legato slur, and I want to do the same thing here, but instead of doing that space thing, I'm just gonna select the whole thing, hit S, and boom. Now we have a slur over the whole thing. Let's see how that sounds. Already, it just comes so much more to life. I'm gonna have slurs over here as well because I like it. Sweet. So now that we've got dynamics and slurs down, let's play with the staff a bit, shall we? So sometimes we want more out of our sense of time. Maybe we want to write in a different time signature or change time signatures mid-piece. We can do that really, really easily by changing clefs and time signatures with Q and T respectively. Let's make a quick variation of this. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit copy to here because I want to keep those dynamics. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna copy all of this as well. Cool, okay, so now that's where we want it. So maybe I want to make this part a lot higher, right? Like a lot higher, because this part's so high. So maybe we can have this little moment where we're like really, really high up and it's kind of wispy or whatever. So let's command up, cool, command up. That really sucks, right? That's terrifying. So how do we make this a little bit easier? What we do is we can just keep it highlighted like that, hit Q, and then we hit the treble clef, and boom. That is just so much nicer to look at, right? Look, it's at the top of the treble clef. No wonder it's gonna be a pain to read. I don't necessarily want this to go down, maybe. Maybe the way this first repeat ends, it's gonna sound a lot better that way. So I'm just going to take this guy and drag it over there. You can see as I drag it, the notes change the clef automatically, which is super cool. That makes things really, really easy. And let's see how it sounds. Let's see how this repeat sounds. I think it's gonna be pretty okay. Now, changing clefs like this is really common in piano. If you're writing for French horn, cello, or viola, change clefs easily by hitting Q and choosing the one that you need from the menu. Like I said over there, just hit Q. This guy comes up. You have all of these fun clefs to mess around with. If you want to change the time, though, just hit T. T for time in my head. That's how I remember it. Let's say we want to just chop off a beat. So let's just take this measure. This is our Frankenstein measure. We're going to hit that, select it, hit T. We have a time signature pop-up that comes up right there. And let's say I just want to chop a beat off. Okay, so we're going to do a bar of 3/4 instead of a bar of 4/4. So we have this 3/4 here now, but it kind of gives us this extra second measure to make all the music fit. But I don't really care about that measure. I wanted to get rid of that note. We're just going to highlight it and hit Command Delete, and that's going to delete the measure entirely. And now we are just going to jump right into our next bar back into 4/4. One thing that you might want to do in these cases is to redo your crescendos when doing this, or diminuendos in this case. It's just going to make the whole thing look nicer, right? We don't have the little bit coming out of there. So let's see how this sounds. Might not sound very good, but I'm going to bring these back down because I thought it sounded better like that. I love that. I think that sounds so cool. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and tell me what you think, because I need to know, and also it helps me. It helps me do better at this stuff. Surprisingly earnest and coherent moment. All right, guys, that's it for this video. These are simple and easy shortcuts, but believe it or not, it's taken me years of using the program to find the ones that help me the most. And that's why I wanted to share them with you, because I don't want you to have to spend years doing it. So now you know them, so you can just use them and focus on writing music. And if you're writing melodies, you know it's easy to agonize over them. So here it is in my shameless plug. It's called 7 Ways to Write a More Effective Melody, and it'll give you tips you can use forever. I use these whenever I need to refine a melody a little bit more, or to have it be just the best that it can be. These tips can be repeated and are super versatile. Any melody, any genre, you'll love them. Head to justwritemusic.com. There is a link down in the description. I'm Avi from justwritemusic.com, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.